Sup you beautiful people. Hope you've had a fantastic day. Welcome back to a brand new episode of What If Deku Was Cursed by Death. If you guys enjoyed this what if, comment down below and let me know. And go ahead and check out other what ifs in the channel after watching this video. Don't forget to shower some appreciation onto the incredible author responsible for this fanfiction. The link is conveniently waiting for you in the description box down below. Before we get into it though, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, and also share this video with your friends. So let's start this video. The robots that heads towards them gives Deku a small sense of deja vu. Oh, wait, they're the same robots from the exam, and he doesn't have his side. Amazing. Utterly amazing. Don't use your side. You can make do without it. The battle is short and sweet at first, and that is because of Todoroki. He froze the robots to where they would fall once he melts the ice. Good going, Todoroki, you going to get someone killed. The thought crosses when they tremble and crash on two of their classmates. Kirishima Ijiro and Tetsu. The two share similar quirks, but while Kirishima can harden his skin, Tetsu can turn it to steel. He moves out of the way while most of the people attack them. He analyzes the situation, watching the robots break apart. He can feel All Might's worry from here. Don't give up on me yet, Yagi. I know what I'm doing. He picks up a plate of metal, knowing that this will be of good use later on. He runs through the course, coming to a halt at the pit. Various of ropes are strung up. A way to cross the chasm. He scowls and puts the strap on his back, swinging himself down. He has flashbacks to when he was younger, playing on the playground. He always loved crossing the monkey bars until he got blisters, so crossing the rope was simple for him. He's running once again, the metal on his back doing nothing to weigh him down after all the training he did, it's like a feather on him. He scans around, seeing where everyone is before hurrying even more. He winces at the sudden booming of Mick's voice. Looks like they've made it to the minefield, announces Present Mick. Remember, while the mines pack a huge punch, they do not kill. Why is he so loud? Whispers Izuku as he comes to a stop at the edge of the field. He returns to his analysis mode, coming up with a plan to cross the field, watching the explosions take place every time someone steps on them. A smirk crosses his face. Thank you, Bakugo. You just signed your defeat. He gets to work, digging up mines and piling them up. Once he knows it's enough, he immediately jumps on it, using the metal sheet to keep himself from getting somewhat hurt. He soars above his classmates, gripping the sheet tightly. He feels the descent as the momentum fails him. He scowls deeply, seeing the two people who hate his guts in front of him and approaching him quickly. Doing this, he grins. Launching off them, he flies further and comes to a rolling stop. In first place is Midoriya Izuku. Midoriya smiles brightly and stumbles back when he gets tackled into a hug by Uraraka. Deku, that was amazing. How did you know to use that huge piece of metal? Oh, I had a feeling and usually go along with it. I'm so glad that I listened to it. He smiles brightly at them. He misses the glares he receives from the two runner-ups. They group up near the stage again, and midnight announces the second event. A cavalry battle. Here recruited Uraraka, a girl named Hatsume Mei, and Tokoyami. Izuku will be the one they hold up, much to his dismay, and with Uraraka's quirk, he will be basically weightless for them. Let's not do that unless it's absolutely necessary, okay? Okay. Albeit the look she has, she feels somewhat relieved. They start planning while also listening to the announcement. They all get into formation. Izuku ties the headband around his forehead. Deku. They turn to look at the girl. Smile. He blinks before smiling at them. And go. Many people head straight for the 10 million group, but they're able to maneuver their way around. Two groups run into each other, and the two tops fall to the ground, ensuring their defeat. It goes like this, a few going after each other, or them. The two runner-ups are fighting each other. A few start heading towards Bakugo and Todoroki. Izuku's group uses Mei's babies to continue. It's not against the rules, big thanks to Hatsume. Tokoyami's dark shadow helps fight against the others. Izuku is spilling a few analytical observations, which greatly helps the three with counter-attacking. Tokoyami, if we get close to Todoroki, go for his left side. He uses his right too much, never his right. Bakugo always throws a right hook and sometimes uses his right arm too much. If you time correctly, hit above the elbow. He shouts this once the two higher groups charge them. If anything, they'll start fighting each other soon. Dark Shadow. Be careful with Bakugo, Dark Shadow. Warns Izuku, recalling what Tokoyami said. Light effects Dark Shadow keeps him from wanting to fight, it makes him docile. In contrast of this, Dark Shadow is more active in darkness, which makes him uncontrollable. Thus as Todoroki closes in, Dark Shadow strikes his left side, surprising him a bit and almost knocking him off. Midoriya called it his weak spot when he notices that he doesn't use it as often. Hatsume. Already on it. Uraraka. Got it. Tokoyami. Understood. Wow, it looks like Team Midoriya is a well-oiled machine. Don't you think, Shota? Screeches present Mick. He notices that they barely need any words to communicate. They must have had a plan at the ready. Don't drag me into this. Of course, he noticed it too. To say he's surprised is a lie. Problem Child, as he named him, is quite the analyst and the strategist. Has to be if he's called in to help with murders. He profiles the people well enough to know where to hit and a way to get under their skin. Knowing this, he has to have a plan of action to do so and not get anyone or himself killed. If he knows how to mess with someone, how to come up with a good strategy, then he will ensure victory for himself. Shota makes a mental note to speak with Netsu about strengthening those skills. If he can, then it would be good for them in the future. The timer sounds and Midoriya fell onto third place much to his dismay. He lost the headband to Todoroki, who used his left side for the first time against him. It was unexpected, and he received a few burns on his forearm. If it wasn't for Tokoyami and his quick thinking, they would have lost. Izuku is smiling and patting Dark Shadow's head. Tokoyami, Dark Shadow, you two did amazing. All of you did amazing. I couldn't have done it without you four. He gives them that bunny smile that shines brightly with happiness. How can someone be so adorable? They ask themselves. Tokoyami bids farewell and goes to speak with a few others. I'm sorry about wrecking your babies though, Hatsume. Hey, it's fine. 10 million. Anyway, I'd like to thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to show off my babies. I'd like to be the one that you come to for your upgrades and stuff. Izuku nods. Deal. He says while high-fiving her. They separate and head back. Everything is good. The 18+ hero is announcing the final event, and it's the one-on-one battle. Ojiro Mashirao, who has a tail quirk, steps forward and backs out of the event, which is followed by a few others whom all back out as well. They're given a break for this event, and those who backed out are playing a scavenger hunt game. Midoriya, I want to speak with you after you get your arm treated. Todoroki Shadow. Again? Really? It registers in his mind that he got burned, looking somewhat surprised. When did I? Oh. He mutters a small, okay. Midoriya stares at Todoroki. They stand under one of the entrance tunnels, feeling it to be secluded and away from the eyes of others. You have something to tell me? He inquires while scratching the bridge of his nose. The son of the number 2 hero doesn't answer, muttering about something else of irrelevance. Finally, he turns towards the other. You blindsided me. Huh. Because of that I broke my pledge. Where is he getting at? So, what is it you want to say? Seriously. He's picked up Death's speech pattern now. He's not going to admit that he's a stuttering mess. His dual-colored eyes are on his left hand, murmuring something. Finally, he looks up. Are you All Might's secret love child, or what? Eh? His eyes cut over to the side where he hears spluttering laughter coming from. Fate and Death stand to his side watching his misery. Fate, is he eating popcorn? Does he really find my pain and confusion amusing? You've got All Might's eyes on you. His arms are swinging wildly. That's not it. I assure you that that isn't the reason. I swear. Where is this all coming from? Is he really delusional? I'm nothing special. He said that that's not it, meaning there's another reason for your connection with him. His eyes are now on the lenses, staring at his own reflection. You must know that I'm the son of the number 2 hero, Endeavor. He's been the number 2 hero for a while now. If you're connected to the number 1 hero, then that gives me all the more reason to win. Izuku stares at him with bewilderment. He reads him, yet it's difficult. You don't use your left side because you're trying to prove something to your father. While wanting to beat me, you're using your right side and never your left. There's a reason and it's connected to your father. It's like you're trying to tell him that you don't need him. I'm guessing that many people would look at you and see the son of the number 2 hero. Judging by that look, I hit the nail on the head. He pauses, banging his head. I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I have a habit of analyzing people. You don't have to tell me. Todoroki watches as he turns away and is ready to leave. He mentally battles with himself for a good few seconds. Do you know what quirk marriages are? Slowly, hesitantly, he launches into the story. When he gets to the part of his mother burning him, he goes over the scar that he earned from his mother. She poured boiling water on it. No one says anything. The silence is thick. Todoroki, he whispers, but he doesn't get the chance to speak. He's leaving now. Wait. You wanted to know about my relationship with All Might. He takes a deep breath and shuffles his feet. Surely, you've heard of the Crimson murders. That brings the other back for a moment, turning over to look at the analyzer of the two. I'm helping with the case. I found the second corpse of the murder the same day I met him. He doesn't like that I have been working on murder cases for a long time, so he's helping me. He speaks to me every day to make sure I don't hold, that I don't bottle my emotions, that I don't drive myself insane by seeing the gruesome acts. That's why he has his eyes set on me. It's a half-truth. They stop though. Dual-colored eyes are set on him, the edges of them crinkled into a small frown. He doesn't understand. He's heard on the news. The murders, they stopped 4 months ago. The case went cold. They have, but Crimson Artist has a new victim in their grasp. They will start the killing soon and I'll be the stressor for it. Until then, I'm enjoying the small break that I have at the moment, since the police aren't letting me help any further until the investigation picks back up. Todoroki nods. Hopefully, they never will. With that, he leaves Izuku alone. Iida said something about Midoriya receiving a package. Not to mention, that reaction yesterday. He must have received something. That killer must have something to do with it. Izuku, okay. I'm fine, Death. I'm perfectly okay. I just have a lot to process right now. I should get something to eat as well. Hopefully, I don't do anything stupid. He turns to the other being. It's nice to see you again, Fate. How's your champion? He's struggling. Both of his parents passed away, leaving him with his aunt and her coworkers. Maybe one day, the two of you will meet. Maybe. Bakugo, he's a stalker, was listening in on the entire conversation, hears him walking away. Death. Fate. Champion. What? That shitty Deku must be losing it. The first match is about to start. Shinsu Hitachi vs Midoriya Izuku. In the waiting rooms, Ojiro approaches Midoriya and explains Shinsu's quirk. Don't respond, don't speak to him. He has a brainwashing quirk, so be careful. Welcome to the first match of the sports festival. Midnight goes on with a few rules, throwing around the whip for effect. She smiles widely, moving her hips a bit. He hasn't done anything eye-catching and we haven't seen much of him. Everyone, we have Shinsu Hitachi from the General Studies Department. Here comes the insomniac-looking kid. His purple hair standing up on end and a scowl adorns his face while he holds a nonchalant stance. And the other challenger started off with a huge bang, but hasn't done anything since. We have Midoriya Izuku from the hero course. The champion of death makes his way out, his fingers twitching with his thumbnails scratching the side of his index finger. It's a sign of nervousness. His eyes are scanning behind the lenses, reading the teenager that he met a long time ago. He's happy to see him here, nice to know that he's continuing on. Although, he can see something akin to anger. The people in this world only care about quirks, and it pisses me off. If you don't have a flashy quirk, you're not worth it in this world. If you have a villain's quirk, you're outcasted. I don't think that there's a villain's quirk or a hero's quirk. It all depends on the user. Human nature deals with lashing out at the things that scare them. If they don't understand, they'll react with fear and anger. His sharp and calculating, greener eyes meet rough and angry purple ones. Your quirk is amazing. You can do so much with it. He remembers the look of surprise from the other. Now, he's staring at the teen once again in almost a year. That's the kid. The one that gouged his own eye out. He had purple mist coming out of it. Shigaraki slams his fist on the top of the bar counter. He removes the hand and watches him. He hasn't used that. His quirk, he hasn't used it. Kurogiri sighs, staring at his young charge. Maybe it's not something that should be shown. I was there, Tomura. I saw the same things you saw. It pisses me off. Don't you think that there might be something else? Like what? His eyes, his voice, they changed. He asked me about a serial killer. Then he asked me what our plan was. When I told him he was not in any position to ask, he said something. He stares at the screen, watching Shinsu speak before Midoriya attacks. It doesn't matter what position I'm in, death is always on my side. Right at the end, his voice changed. It was weird. What are you thinking? There's more to him than what we believe. That I got. His eyes trace the screen, seeing the hero make a mistake and fall for a trick. Soon, he's walking towards the line. A flick of the finger and then he's running towards Shinsu again. Brainwashing quirk. But what was that with his finger? I believe it has something to do with death itself. You're not making any sense. You sound as if. Think, Kurogiri. The side. Those eyes. The feeling of death around us. Those corpses. You heard the things he said. He spoke about death like he knew of it personally. Like he's personally spoken to it. He said that death isn't happy with us. So what do you think, Kurogiri? Do you think I'm an idiot? The kid may act insane, but he is nowhere near so. He may be good at acting then. You don't get it. He scowls. Fine. You don't have to believe me. Shigaraki. Enough. The sternness in the warp's voice causes him to freeze up. Just continue watching this. You have nothing to go on with this. You think everything will go your own way, but here's the harsh reality. Nothing will be handed to you. And I will gladly watch as your world of ignorance burns to ashes, collapsing around you. That's what he was told by that kid. The one who won the match by judo flipping the other out of bounds. How I hate you for that. I'm not ignorant. You don't understand. Shigaraki, you will meet with the hero killer. Stain. Damn it, sensei. I don't catch a break. And a hero killer. Stain. That's worse than Crimson Artist. Maybe the two know each other. Call me when Midori is back on, he says as he walks away. When alone, he mutters, you have intrigued me, and we will meet again. By that time, I'll give you answers as long as you do the same. You will not run this time. I will get my way this time and you will not stop me. Stalking is simple, especially if one is good at it. The Hosu ward in Tokyo is being targeted for another murder case. They have found out it is, they're just looking for him. The hero killer. Stain. The heroes there are looking for him. One known as Ingenium. They're having trouble tracking him down. Unknowingly to them, they're being stalked from a hidden niche of one of the higher buildings. The crazed smirk on his face says enough. He is out for blood today. After their fight, Midoriya catches up with Shinsu. Hey. It doesn't matter what your quirk is, you'll be a great hero. He gives him a smile, taking his glasses off once they're under the tunnel. Their eyes meet and he says, your quirk is amazing. You can do so much with it. Don't be discouraged by people. It's human nature. Well, wait. You're from the bridge. The smile tells him all he needs. Thank you. I don't think I ever got to say it, but thank you. He nods. It's nice seeing you again, Shinsu. Likewise, Midoriya. He holds out his hand, and Midoriya shakes it with that famous smile of his. Maybe not everyone is bad. A few of his classmates had cheered him on, and that had never happened. A lot of people would always avoid him because of his quirk. They walk to the stands holding a small conversation together. This is nice. I hope it doesn't stop. The festival continues on, and Iida is wondering if his brother is watching. His fight comes around ends when Hatsume Mei has no more of her babies to show off. He won because she forfeited the match. He goes and meets up with his friends, listening to Midoriya's mumblings as he watches the matches closely. He's profiling them, not just their quirks but their behavior. He blinks before taking his phone out to record him, wanting to know what exactly he can read. The fact that he is led on murder cases, it means he can read people easily, so he wants to see just how spot on he can be. He also notices that he can probably help his brother with something. Iida? Yes. Are you recording me? Yes. Good. Good. I don't have my notebook with me. Smart thinking. Oh? A pause. You should always be prepared, Midoriya. I know. He sounds disappointed in himself. Maybe it's because he didn't plan accordingly. The somewhat elite makes a mental note to buy a handheld recorder for his friend for times like these. The matches continue until it comes down to Ichako Uraraka vs Katsuki Bakugo. Izuku and Iida both head to the room. There they find their nervous friend. Hey Uraraka. Oh? Hi Deku, Iida. We came to wish you luck, Uraraka. Announces Iida. He gives her a reassuring smile. You have a formidable opponent. Iida excuses himself to answer the phone. Bakugo, he takes a breath as he continues. Uraraka, if you want, I can help you with a plan. I've studied his fighting. No, she cuts him off. It's fine, Deku. I appreciate it, but really, I want to do this without help. She smiles and stands up, placing a hand on her friend's shoulder. I've got this, don't worry. He gives her a smile in return and nods. Good luck. The fight was amazing, her asteroid field move was the best. In the end, she couldn't win. Her energy was spent from that last attack. Bakugo was pissed off as usual, and confronted him by asking why he put such a suicidal plan in her head. He shook his head, told him the truth before making his way to where she was going to be. He tried comforting her, but they announced his match before he had the chance to finish. As he heads for the stage, he has a run-in with Endeavor. Endeavor? What is he doing here? Probably to see Todoroki. Oh, so you are here. Wow, can you sound any more disgusted? I won't stop you. Your quirk, he starts, is quite powerful. It can almost rival All Might's. Where is he going with this? Honestly, why don't people just get to the point in their rants? What? Where are you getting at? The annoyance leaks into his tone. He doesn't have time for this and he won't leave. I need to get going. It's my son's duty to surpass All Might. It's his what? He can't be serious. That is why I created him. He continues on, and with every word, he pisses Midoriya off even more. His fight will be informative. He shouldn't disgrace himself. The whole creating thing. That's sick for a father to say. A parent doesn't create someone for something like that. Human nature, he argues. If the person is petty enough, wants revenge, then they will do something like this. The human would do whatever they can to achieve their goals, no matter how toxic they can get. Izuku removes his sunglasses, his eyes is shifting to a dark purple with bright golden specks, different to the USJ incident. He stares straight ahead, not attempting to look at the number 2 hero, not yet. I'm not All Might. It's obvious. He can practically hear the sneer. The deadly aura around him flares, the temperature dropping could almost rival Todoroki's ice. This feeling he intensifies it, makes it feel thick and suffocating. It's obvious. The chilling, eerie calmness captures Enji's attention. It sends chills down his spine, paralyzed in his place. Sweat rolls down the side of his face, mouth open as his eyes never leave the kid in front of him. Izuku slowly turns around, glaring harshly at him. Those eyes, it's almost like he's staring death in the face. Steely, cold, promising to show him hell if he makes one wrong move. Then it should be obvious for you to see that Todoroki isn't you. He may be your son, but I fully do not accept that. Be glad I care about him enough that I don't go ruining your reputation. He grins that villainous grin, shadows seems to gather over his eyes, seemingly making them look like sockets. And trust me when I say this. I can and I will ruin you if I am given the chance. He leans back on the balls of his feet and tilts his head to the side, smiling that bunny smile. In that moment, it is difficult to know that he just threatened him. As he walks away, he wishes he had taken a picture of the utmost look terror that was on his face. Deku versus Todoroki. Hopefully neither of them go too far and someone ends up dying. Well, it's mostly Uraraka hoping that Izuku doesn't go outright insane with this, or else he may be thought of as a villain, and she doesn't want her friend to be looked at with fear. He's such a good strategist, but sometimes he scares her. Self-sacrificing. He doesn't seem to show any restraint until someone is safe. That is worrying. Deku, you shouldn't put the weight of the world on your shoulders. I already know how you are, I can see it. Please be careful. The fight starts and there's already an explosion. Shadow had sent a wall of ice that Izuku had broken through by sacrificing a finger. Izuku is mad, he knows what Todoroki is planning. Oh. So you're going to only use ice. I told you. If you want to beat me, don't half-ass it. He moves forward, taking the small window of opportunity to get closer. His eyes are sweeping across the surrounding areas, taking in everything he can use. The moving of Todoroki's hand movement catches his attention. He watches it head towards him before he moves out of the way, scowling. He is making him mad, that's good. Anger helps dull the senses and cause someone to become sloppy. Todoroki, on the other hand, has been trained to control his emotions, so it'll be more difficult for him to lose control. Hit the right weak points in the emotional block, then watch as any control slips away. He's able to trade blow after blow, usually getting his left side before jumping back. Blast after blast, Todoroki sends the ice. Midoriya continues to dodge the assaults, punching him at times before breaking another finger to stop one more attack. He watches as frost starts to slowly cover his right side. A drawback. That's it. It's unbalanced. Then he sees those two eyes leave him. They slide away towards the stance where Todoroki's father stands. He scowls before dropping it. A broken hand moves up to his eyes, taking a hold of his sunglasses and rips it away. Izuku discards them to the side. You want to beat me? You can't even keep yourself balanced. What are you talking about? He snaps. Another blast and another finger broken. They continue going, Midoriya says nothing but his eyes are glittering dangerously. Their fight is long, Midoriya can win easily, but he doesn't. He always stops and waits for the other to take the upper hand, fighting right back. You've always been known as Endeavor's son. That is what you are trying to show. That it doesn't matter who your father is, you are who you are. His voice is monotone. He stands a few feet in front of him with a blank look. You are pettily avoiding to use your left side, slowly destroying your body. He takes that moment to strike him, punching him in the ribs. He drives him a few steps back before being forced back himself. He can see his resolve slipping. I destroy my body because I can barely control my own quirk. You know how to control yours to a degree, and yet, you let it destroy you. He watches as he looks away again. You're fighting me. A flash of surprise. He didn't expect such an angry shout like that. It threw him for a loop, blindsiding him long enough to get punched in the face. Stop looking at that idiot and look at me. Or are you always going to look towards him for approval during real fights? He takes a deep breath. It's your goddamn power. It's your fucking life. Those eyes, they change slightly to a soft violet before fading back to sharp green. Those jade eyes glitter, shining brightly when the light of the fire coating his left side hits them. At that moment, he knows he won't be able to defend against it. All of his fingers have been broken again. Soon the temperature drops and a huge ice blast is heading straight for him. He uses one for all in his right arm, moving forward to meet the attack. Cementus, who had been second-guessing himself, finally acts. He stops the fight, and everyone watches as the assaults meet the cement walls. The two are blown back, only one being out of bounds. Midoriya Izuku is out of bounds. Todoroki stares with wide eyes as they haul the broken body of the other to the infirmary. He follows, heading to the waiting room to change. Because of how messed up the stage is, there's a break. He stares at the table, thinking back to the fight. He could have won, he drove me back several of times. Why did he continue? What was the point? He broke both of his arms. I can't figure him out, yet he can see through me. He has a crush fracture in his right hand. I wouldn't be able to revert it back to the way it used to so cleanly anymore. For now, the fragments need to be extracted so they don't get stuck in his joints. Healing comes after. You've asked too much from the kid. You put ideas in his head and this is the outcome of those ideas. Chiyo chastises Toshinori. Don't praise this, for it's not something you should praise. At that moment some of Midoriya's friends are yelling at the teen because of his performance, standing at the door of the infirmary. The sight of his arms bound to his chest, it's frightening. They watch his eyes flutter open before they're being told to leave. Everyone get out. He's being prepared for surgery. Recovery girl chastises them, pushing them out and ignoring the shouts of worry. The boy is unconscious. No pain. Toshinori stands there with a solemn look on his face. He goes and sits outside of the room, letting her work. The entire time, he thinks of Midoriya. It is true that he shouldn't praise it, but he can't help but feel proud for how he's growing in mentality. He is getting closer to being a hero. No, he already is a hero. When he wakes, his right hand is shown to him. The scars stand out against his pale skin, the crooked fingers a sole reminder. This is what happens. You shouldn't have gone all out like that. This should be a reminder of why you need to control it. Now, I won't be healing more wounds like this, okay? He nods in understanding and glances at Toshinori. I'm sorry, he murmurs. What exactly is he sorry for? There are so many things. A huge list of things. He just feels disappointed in himself because he didn't do as All Might wanted what he hoped for. It's okay, my boy. Just focus on healing right now. He smiles and pats the boy's head. I'll check on you later, okay? He nods with a smile. Once he's gone, he turns his attention to Death. She is in her healthier looking form, giving him that disappointed mom stare. I love you. No? The recovery girl watches the boy hold a conversation with Death. I know, I'm an idiot. A pause. No. It's okay. He smiles and turns to look at her. His eyes hold slight pain and exhaustion. Death says hello. Also, she's mad at me and will like to see what your punishment will be for my stupidity. Albeit, I hate for you to be entrusted for that. You shouldn't be responsible for me. It should be Principal Netsu. A soft smile replaces the deep frown. Izuku, I don't pretend to know what goes through that complex mind of yours, but I do want to hear why you chose to save him in the manner you did. He wouldn't have listened to me in any other way. That was the only way I thought of in less than a bit. He glances over to the being she can't see. I don't want someone to hurt their body because of something else. He knows how to control his quirk to an extent, but he purposely hurts himself. I cannot avoid hurting myself. I'm trying so hard to keep from doing so, and to see someone do it on purpose, it infuriates me. Death. Proud. Izuku should protect. First. I should protect myself. Is that? Yes. You should listen to them. You need to protect yourself as well as others. A soft smile, then he's gone to watch the rest of the festival. The third round goes smoothly, but in the end, Bakugo won. Midoriya watched the entire fight and knows that Todoroki messed up. Bakugo is livid because he half-assed it. That's great. What's even better? Bakugo is acting very violently at the moment. The only other thing that Midoriya pays attention to is Iida's sudden disappearance. He faintly heard the conversation, but then he just left. He sighs, watching the ceremony. His phone rings and he curses. He can't hold it well. His arms are bandaged and casted. His left hand is okay, but the bandages restrict some movement and he's in pain. He will not go through that pain for a measly phone call. Hiroshima, can you? No problem. He grabs his phone and they walk to the hall so he can hear the person. Hiroshima puts the call on speaker. Hello. Is this Midoriya Izuku? Yes. Who's this? My name is Kenji Tsurugami. I'm the chief of the Hosu Police Department. Midoriya, I have been informed by Tsukauchi that you're the person to reach. Hiroshima, who's listening, stares at Izuku in shock. What is going on? Why is the leader of the police reaching out to him? Izuku scowls, ignoring his classmate. This isn't good. Well, it depends on the case. I can give a behavioral analysis of the unsub and help give the initial area where one can be hiding as well as interrogation. You're needed at the Hosu police station. The investigation needs your help. Send me the details and I'll meet you in Hosu later today. Farewell and be safe. A click and the call ends. Midoriya. Don't. I'm not answering any questions. Just forget what was said, it'll be better for you. Thank you for helping me, but I must leave. 2 days later, Iida is waiting for his friends. Because of the sports festival, people recognize them all at some point, so some will be having difficulties getting to school. Midoriya was overwhelmed in the train that morning because of it. Almost had a heart attack. One glance at his friend and Midoriya can see something is wrong. He knows what's bothering him. Is this about what happened with Stain and your brother? Iida stares at his friend, frowning deeply in bewilderment. You heard. I'm actually working on the case. You what? The angered exclamation brings unwanted attention from the other students who look on with interest. They have no business in this. Iida is livid. How can the police even think that is a good idea? That's ridiculous. You're only 15. How can they? You shouldn't be. Iida. It's okay. Please, lower your voice. Let's get to class and I'll explain what I can. Aizawa-sensei isn't in the room yet. That's good. Now, Iida is staring at his friend awaiting for answers on how he was wrapped up in a case as serious as this. How are you working on this? Kenji Tsurugami called me. He asked for my help. I gave him the rundown that Stain works in the alleyways. He will target a hero he believes is only a fake, has no good purpose for being a hero, and will bring them to an alley. His motive is to rid the world of fakes, and only heroes like All Might should exist. Iida is thoughtful. His demeanor is off, Midoriya notes. Iida, don't. I know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're implying, Midoriya. I'm not going to do anything rash. Iida, if you need to talk, come to me. I promise, I want to help. Okay. Midoriya is really worried for his friend. He'll have to make sure that he doesn't do anything that will harm him. Little hypocrite would do the same thing, but that isn't the problem at hand. Okay? Stain is going to pay for what he's done to my brother. Midoriya sighs and rubs the bridge of his nose. Deku. You're not wearing your sunglasses. Uraraka's chipper voice catches his awareness. Since the festival and after the fight with Todoroki, he's stopped wearing sunglasses. Of course, there are times where the feeling of them missing gets to him, and he needs to have them on. Because of this, he has them in his pockets at all times. Your eyes are so pretty, I'm glad that you're not wearing them anymore, but it is weird after one gets used to them. Heh, try having worn them almost all your life. Sometimes I freak out because I can see things without a tinting to the colors. He gets her to laugh and they speak while trying to include Iida. Everyone to your seats, announces the bored and now fully healed teacher. Today's lesson will be on hero informatics. For whatever reason, the mood dropped, then Aizawa heard the mutterings praise of people not wanting it to be a pop quiz. Honestly, these kids will be the death of me. Problem child will probably give me a heart attack with the things he's done and will keep doing. You will be starting internship soon. After the sports festival, many of you have been selected by many places. The results are shown. Todoroki and Bakugo are the 2 highest. Izuku got no recommendations though. A few behold in the results for a few good minutes. Because of this, you will need to choose hero codenames. They will be going through me. Thus comes in the rated hero Midnight, the handcuffs rattling with every step. She's been standing out there the entire time, waiting for that moment. Of course, this will change one day if you feel like it, but please choose the right ones if you can. She watches as the class cheers while Midoriya looks bored and glances at his phone when it dings loudly. kill me. And stop staring, or I'll gouge your eyes out. He curses when he forgets that he didn't silence it. Midoriya, why do you have your phone out? Oh? My apologies, Midnight. He sheepishly grins and places his phone away. He ignores it, in hopes that the sender knows he's in class. He huffs when a few people look away. Problem child. The said kid looks up when his teacher looks up from his own phone. You're dismissed. Wait. Seriously. Midoriya gets to leave. Kaminari complains. He watches him get out of his desk, but not grabbing his things. Yeah, what business does shitty Deku have that's so important? Many more questions are cried out as Izuku makes his way out. Chief Kenji Tsurugami is here and needs to speak with our little listener, Midoriya Izuku. Present Mick. Some of the questions causes him to hesitate at the door, looking at Aizawa and seeing what exactly he was going to say. Important matters is what business he has that is so important to answer your questions. Now go, problem child. Yes, sir. Midoriya is standing in front of Tsurugami, Toshinori, Principal Netsu, and 2 teachers. Present Mick and Snipe, both of their classes are being covered. 3 of them seem to be concerned, almost as if they're not on board with the plan that they have. Is this about Stain? Yes. Tsurugami, this is a good idea. He's only a kid. Why have a kid be on a case like this? Snipe-sensei, if I may. I've been helping on murder cases since the age 12-13, and I assure you that everything will be fine. All I do is provide a profile and help them determine a hypothesis on where the killer may be hiding, where they strike, and help on a few interrogations if needed. Everything will be under control, and under no circumstances am I allowed to physically act. Why are they not meeting me in the eye? He frowns when he looks over to Tsurugami. That was the original plan, yes. What? Yagi looks ready to stop Tsurugami. He doesn't. He can't, for when the dog's mind is made up, there's no changing it. But given the circumstances, you have authorization to use your quirk and apprehend the man, as long as you have supervision and backup. The class goes on without Izuku. Not much really happens, nothing eventful. Well, the choosing of names is pretty cool, pretty exciting, but not something he's going to miss that needs to be known. Albeit it being fun, Midnight is a little extra with her choosing. Alright. So who's going to go first? Her smile says it all, either someone goes or she chooses. Okay then. You. She points to Aoyama. The French-Japanese boy who sparkles without trying grins widely. He confidentially struts up to the podium and puts his whiteboard on display. The shining hero. I cannot stop sparkling. Okay, maybe you should take out the I and shorten the cannot to can't. Then she reveals it. Can't stop sparkling. A weird name, too long. It goes on like this. Alien Queen. No. Froppy, Caro. Aw. So cute and friendly. Yes. Lord Explosion Murder. That sounds more like a villain's name, whispers someone. No. Uravity. I love the pun. Tentacle. I love it. The door opens and Izuku walks in, his eyes dull and face shadowed. Everyone has chosen a name, except him. Iida, Shadow, and Bakugo are indecisive. Although, Shadow doesn't seem like he'll change his name anytime soon. That leaves this kid left. Midoriya takes a small breath as he looks up, meeting Midnight's gaze. He hands her the note he was given and she stops. The teachers all know about the boy's position, and they all have the same thoughts on it. They don't like it, but Netsu can see something that they cannot. So many alternate realities that deal with the future meeting of Stain and Midoriya. The look on Midoriya's face says it all. In a low voice, she asks, "Are you against it?" I nod. A lot of people are too, but it's necessary. In what way? He asks. She shrugs and pats his shoulder. Who knows? Go and pick your name, don't worry about this right now. He nods and makes his way to his seat. He's unaware of the looks he's receiving. After the bombshell dropped on him, he isn't really there at the moment. He received a recommendation from All Might's teacher, Gran Torino, and went back to people are confused, concerned with what they just spoke about. Jiro frowns. Her hearing is a little better than the others, and she only caught a small bit of their conversation. Midoriya is the last one. They all wait respectively as he thinks and comes up with a few, but by the time he's up at the podium, he is wearing his sunglasses, so that no one can see the internal turmoil in them, as he holds out his whiteboard. Deku. He chose his name to be Deku. During Modern Lit, he stays quiet. His pencil scratching the paper of his notebook is the only indication he's even physically there at the moment. Izuku's hand stops. He has a distinct feeling that someone is trying to gain his attention, but he can't pinpoint who. He's distracted, thinking of what the chief of Hosu Police said. Does he know how that will only backfire? If I do end up engaging with the hero killer and survive, what then? Midoriya, shouts Ashido, finally breaking the trance he was put under. Are you okay? Please, refrain from screaming in class, little listener. Midoriya. You scream all the time, courses the class. They all just stayed quiet. Sorry, I'm fine. Just thinking. What really? How deep in thought were you that didn't cause you to mutter? Asked Kaminari. I mean, seriously, what were you thinking about? Nothing of importance. His gaze never leaves his loud teacher who understands the look. He turns his attention away towards the window, staring out. But you need something from me, why? We're about to go to lunch now. You really seemed out of it, so we thought that you might not hear the bell. Oh? Thank you, I guess. The bell rings after that. They all get everything and head out. Midoriya smiles and meets up with his friends. He puts the glasses on his head when he notices their looks of worry. Iida, Uraraka, and Todoroki. Deku? What's wrong? Ever since you came back from the teacher's lounge, you seem to be distant. The chief of police came and spoke to me. That gains the three's attention. Their full attention is on the short male. Todoroki frowns deeply and questions, is it about the Crimson murders? Did they start back up again? It's about Stain, responds Tenya before Izuku could answer. A small nod. Please, tell me they retracted their call for help, Midoriya. Wait, are you talking about the killings in Hosu? The two share glances of concern. They aren't sure how much has been released by people other than the news reports. Uraraka, how much of the case do you know about it? Just what the news have put out. Why? Just making sure, mutters Tenya. My father has spoken to the ward's officials. He might be taking the case. That means you two may work together. But you won't. Right, Midoriya? That's what the meeting was about. Right. He shakes his head solemnly. No. I am still on the case. They fall silent, watching him regain his train of thought. Should I tell them? No. This is ridiculous. I can't even fathom why they're allowing me on this case. I'm not close enough, and with the internships, I can't even go. I have a special recommendation that it's best not to avoid, so there is no way I'll be near Hosu. Not to mention, if the public catches a whiff of this, how do you think the media will act? But the Crimson murders. I know, Todoroki. I can do that under the radar because it wouldn't be weird for me to be around. I live here, so that's not something people will blink at. A simple eye of being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and bam, people have no clue. Somewhere in Hosu. That's not going to blow over lightly. I have authorization to use my quirk and apprehend Stain, as long as I have supervision and backup. I can't tell that to them. No, Iida won't take it too lightly. He's already seems to want revenge. Midoriya sighs and eats his food, rubbing his face. When did my life become like this? You willingly choose to work them, answers Todoroki. He has a soft smile at the look he receives. You cannot argue because it's true. It's okay, Midoriya. Well, if you need any insight, I can send you the updates. I'm going to be taking the internship under my dad. I thought I was the only person that breaks the law. Midoriya. Gasped Iida, aghast with the information that he just learned. It was so loud that people look over to them. He blinks and sits back down, after apologizing for interrupting. What do you mean you break the law? He whispers. He laughs softly, his face covered with red. Izuku wraps a curl around his finger, humming as he smiles innocently. I have a friend who hacks into police files and sends them to me via USB drive. How else am I supposed to get updates of the crimes I slowly get pulled into? Well, yes, I complained about the case. The others I've been on were different, so this one is weird. I don't like it. Weird? Not horrifying. One knows no horror until one ventures into the human mind. Anonymous. He leans back as he takes a sip of his drink, watching their reactions. I've seen and researched many crimes. Murders, kidnappings, rape, a mixture of all three. Two of the more openly emotional friends stare in horror. Uraraka's face shows that she feels sick, almost as if she cannot believe it the way he speaks devoid of emotion. The human mind can be quite horrible. That is what makes it so interesting. Like one can become used to seeing blood, some can get used to seeing such terrible things. This to me killing heroes is just weird. It takes a lot more for it to be horrifying. What is your thoughts? Uraraka stares on in horror, not able to wrap her mind around what he just said. Deku, you're 15. How can you be so apathetic to it all? I'm not apathetic. Well, yes, I may be used to seeing those things. I am not apathetic. I just know how to keep a level head. So it's easy to accept these things happen because of the nature of that one person. If the emotions are strong enough, people will react in a certain way, says Todoroki. You know that no matter what happens, this will happen somewhere else. Exactly. It's a terrible view, but it's realistic. That is why I want to be a hero, so that I can stop these people. Villains, low-life criminals. He sighs and pushes his food away, not hungry anymore. He looks away and pulls his phone out. I'm done. Sorry for wasting your time and making you uncomfortable. He walks away with a sigh, feeling he just messed up. He accidentally meets with Yoirozu. He smiles softly before he stops. Wait, have you eaten? Yes, I'm on my way to our next class. Is something wrong? She nods, listening to his explanation. Alright, I'll give it to you the day we leave. Thank you, Rozu. You're a lifesaver. In a literal way too. They exchange smiles and hold a small conversation. At first it's because she's confused by the nickname he gave her, but she soon accepted it. They separated once people stream in, sending a few glances over at each other. Midoriya noticed the dwindling confidence in her. I should do something. As they head out for their internships, Izuku and Uraraka walk up to Iida. They look at him with concern. Todoroki hangs behind the two, watching them. Iida, how are you faring? I'm okay, Midoriya. Iida's glare takes him aback, but he says nothing. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have snapped at you. I understand you two are trying to help me, but really, I'm fine. He fixes his bifocals, pinching the bridge of his nose. I wouldn't do anything stupid, okay? Uraraka smiles and nods, hugging him before going to meet up with a few of her other friends. Midoriya stays and looks at him. You won't go looking for Stain, right? He hesitates. I won't. Don't worry. He turns and at that moment, Midoriya pats Iida's back. They separate and Midoriya turns to Todoroki. I'm worried. Let's just hope he keeps to it. Will you be working on the case? I might. Who knows if my mentor will let me. Keep me posted, we might see each other. They bid farewell and Midoriya gets on his train. He puts on earbuds, listening to Datura's song imitation. He hums and takes out his notebook, writing information that he knows about the hero killer. The tenseness in his body is enough to show how stressed he is with knowing that Iida might do something he will regret. Subconsciously, Izuku starts scratching his wrist where the marking hides. It won't show up until he loses the chance, so hopefully he is careful this week. Gran Torino, how much will you hate me by the end of this week? Aizawa-sensei didn't give me the nickname, Problem Child, for nothing. He glances out of the window and watches the city pass by. Can you help me? Can you really help me with one for all? Arriving to the street, Midoriya looks around for a bit. He smiles at a few of the pedestrians, waving at a few kids here and there before venturing further. The building doesn't look like it's an abode. There's a welcome sign hanging above the steps of the rundown building. Checking the address again, yeah, this is it. Stealing his nerves, Midoriya treks up to the door and knocks. No answer. He glances around and sees the crack. It's open, okay. One more time. He knocks one more time before checking the knob. It's unlocked. He slowly opens it, eyes scanning everything while keeping his guard up in case there's someone in here. He stumbles upon the gruesome scene. Good food has been spilled. Oh boy, is the food okay? Oh, there's also an old man. Is he even brave? Yeah, he's fine. Sir. I'm alive. He doesn't receive much reaction. A deadpan look. Man, that's my best trick. How did you know? I study crime scenes. Oh? They stare at each other for a few moments, Midoriya thinking that he may have the wrong house, but he knows that he shouldn't judge based on appearance alone. He reads his movements, the way he holds himself, even thought Gran Torino is on the floor. He can see that while he may be old, he can still put up a fight. Before Midoriya can even get a word in, the man's face crunches up in question. Who are you? Oh? My name is Midoriya Izuku, my hero alias is Deku. He licks his chapped lips, taking his sunglasses off. You're Gran Torino. I haven't heard of you. Not many people have. I usually kept out of the spotlight. Midoriya nods in slight understanding, setting his suitcase down. The interior in a small sense is homey, but at the same time somewhat it is run down. It seems that the man has lived here for a long time, the musty smell of his scent set deep into the wood. He looks around, taking in the scene and coming up with routes of escape, just in case, mentally noting things that may be important later on. So you taught Toshinori. He told you his name? No? A friend of his did, and I also read his classified police file. The round him is casual as he shrugs nonchalantly, as if reading people's files is just a natural occurrence in his life. I would have read yours, but I did not have time to call a friend for the deed. You break the law. Details. He waves off the accusation. I have access to a few people, but it depends on the person. It's just easier to attain information via hacking. He pushes his hair back out of his face. Those eyes have a glimmer in them. He is constantly thinking and running through ideas quicker than a falcon in a nosedive. I like learning information about people. It helps a lot in a fight, even if it's not a lot. The more you know about someone, it can be extremely helpful. Gran Torino has taught only 1 year, that was to be Yagi's homeroom teacher. But, in all his years, he never met someone like Yagi's successor. Barely known him for 5 minutes, and he's already proves to have a high intelligence and a knack to analyze situations quite fast. If he didn't know his quirk, he would have thought the boy would have had an analysis quirk. Those green eyes seem to scout the room as if he feels like he's in some kind of danger. He's looking for a variety of escape routes. Put on your hero suit and use one for all on me. His gaze snaps over to the old man in surprise. You want me to break my bones? I honestly have no self-control with one for all. Not to mention that this is a small place. Just do it. Midoriya sighs and opens the case. He puts on the suit, so much different and so much better. While it held similar designs, it was less Reaper-like. The gloves stayed the same, red leather with black metallic claws. The black sash that holds his side is still there. The white stripes were replaced with black, the green now lighter. Black lines wrap around his arms and he has elbow pads. He has knee pads and shin guards. A red belt with 4 pouches rests on his waist. His hood is similar but doesn't cover his face too much, now a regular hood. Black combats with blood-red laces. His mask is now at just the skull grin and the nose. He summons his scythe, putting under the small couch. He doesn't want to accidentally summon it. The entire time, watchful eyes never leave him. They take in his movements and not even blink when the scythe appears. Toshinori, you pick quite the odd one. Albeit, I can see that he has a good heart. Kid, you look like the hero version of the Grim Reaper. Be glad this is the upgrade. The last one looked as if the actual Grim Reaper decided to come out of the underworld. He stretches his back. Alright kid, let's see what you got. Wait. He doesn't wait. Gran Torino uses his quirk to bounce at the walls and start attacking the kid. 1 hit. 2. 3. Izuku gets yelled at by Torino telling him to use his quirk. He doesn't. Not yet. His eyes scanning everything, trying to predict his moves. He attacks from behind. This is making him frustrated. He dodges, sidestepping and trying to figure out something. What can he do? He can't break his bones. No, that won't do. Damn it. What now? He answers his phone while keeping up with Torino. The elder man's eyes whiten at the sight. He doesn't let up seeing as he can still keep up with him. He's not using one for all and he already figured my way of fighting. He sure is one heck of a strategist. That festival showed that. What is being said? He looks angry. Stain attacks in the alleys. Who said other? I do not care what that idiot said. Stain? The hero killer. If so, who is he talking to? Why is he talking about Stain? The kid dodges once again, yelling at the person on the other line. His tone is icy cold, sharp and filled with anger at the fact someone is trying to get more people killed. Tell him. I do not give a damn if he's the number 2 hero. He should be smarter than that. He hangs up, tossing his phone to the side and grabbing his leg and throwing him onto the couch to soften the landing. I knew I could do it, physics is so easy for me. He did that without using one for all. Gran Torino sighs and sits up straight, looking at the kid who refused in using his ability. Yet even then, he was able to use his own body against him. He analyzed the situation, but he should have been quicker. How's it no one has helped the kid with the skill? He can see exactly the reason for it. Or so he thinks. I told you. I can't use one for all without breaking myself, he murmurs sitting beside him after he retrieved his phone. He's rubbing his temple harshly. I need to figure it out. What do I do? Is it because? I mean. He trails off into intense muttering before he's cut off by his phone. I swear if it's Endeavor, no, never mind. Unknown. Ignore. So what's going on? You mentioned Stain. And you got mad. The kid is quite the mystery. Just where did Toshinori find him? His admiration for All Might is what keeps him shackled, but at the same time that is not the reason. So what's the other reason for him? Gran Torino, sure as hell, never met a kid like this. This kid was something else. He does not know a single person that would get as angry as he with the number 2 hero, or have the guts to even call him out on his stupidity for something. Izuku stares at him for a few seconds, almost as if he's processing what was just asked. Oh. I'm helping on the hero killer case, but Endeavor keeps pissing me off and second guessing me. Like, I know I'm a kid, but I do more than you. I don't even have to use my quirk, and I can beat you with my arms tied behind back, you'll just burn everything. He huffs. The second part is not true, I'm just mad. But seriously, why would the hero killer kill in the open? Not a lot of people do that. Usually it's when they know they can get away with it, but Stain he wants to continue killing, so there is no way he's going to be out in the open. Midoriya sighs deeply, leaning against the back of the couch. Gran Torino stays silent, taking in the situation. He whacks the boy on the head a couple of times once everything has processed in his mind. You're a kid. You shouldn't be wrapped up in something like this. The grin that he gets doesn't really reassure him, but he tried. I'll be wrapped up in it no matter my age. I just started on it way before I should've. I have had my age thrown at me so many times already because of this. A lot of people just don't get it. Just before you ask, I'm not apathetic. I've been accused of it already. He nods and makes a mental note to ask Toshinori why he wasn't alerted about the boy working on a police case. Oh, how he is annoyed about the revelation. Okay. Let's get back to training. The cover of the night can help one with moving around and not getting caught. The howling wind can help cover up any noise. That much is known. That is why the attacks are always at night. It's easier to get through with anything like stalking someone. A lot of murders and kidnappings happen that way, it's simple, and barely anyone will see a thing. The lights of the city can help with a bit of visual, but sometimes it's never enough. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. William Shakespeare. How has one man sum up the earth in 9 words such as these? A man who lived a long time ago with a way with words and works made famous. How one can even deny such truth shall remain a mystery. These devils with minds so complex take advantage of the beautiful night. Such a shame that the devils walk the streets in disguises of human skin, eyes that hold the same depth of a human soul with emotions that can lure their victim, and sickly sweet voices that twists and turns the words of poison, that beckons for the young victim to follow, and let these devils to lead them to their end. If there is a way to identify these devils, then maybe one day such heinous crimes will come to a stop. Wishful thinking. If they haven't stopped in over many millennia, what makes one think they'll stop? This has been engraved in the world, cruelly carved into human minds with a blade of the purest metals that the devils can hide and not be found out. The preying on the weak and innocent is something that Izuku never understands. Why does a person kill? That is the question that has never been answered, and it's a question that can never be answered. The human mind is complex and very, very complicated. Its first emotion that it sends out is curiosity due to a situation one can be placed in. Is it the first emotion we feel when we are born? Are we curious since creation? Does that mean our minds yearn to know, to want, and to take information, or is it on a few cases? While he contemplates the situation, he sends a new report to the police before going outside. Is it always the mind's first instinct to attain knowledge, or is there something else? Something that people haven't thought of. While we want to attain knowledge, is it possible the drive for it causes us to go insane? That we have to take it no matter how it's earned? If anyone could read his mind, they may drown from the onslaught waves of thinking. He switches between new information faster than switching tabs on a computer. They might even go mad from it. Is it possible that that be a torture? The constant stream of thoughts isn't good for an unprepared brain. He ponders the information that Gran Torino gave him about his usage of his quirk. I let my admiration for All Might shackle me. That's why I can't use it well. There's something else, but he hasn't figured it out. I myself don't know what it might be. Izuku stares at the walls and he thinks, what if I try to replicate Torino's movements? His brain whirls with various of ideas that he can try, never relenting in their assault of his mind. The more intelligent one is, the more their mind and sanity suffers with the onslaught of ideas, thoughts, memories, knowledge. The couple walking by quickens their pace when they hear the struggling in the alley. They believe not to get wrapped up in it at all. The devils that roam the night, they want nothing to do with them. The cover of darkness, they may not even see the attack coming, so the best thing is to keep on. Come morning, Gran Torino sees the state his student was in. He looks as if he battled with death itself and didn't win. Well kid, what happened to you? I tried to work with one for all last night. It didn't work. I'm surprised I didn't break any bones, so that's a plus. He drops himself onto the couch while Torino is opening the package he received. A new microwave since he broke the last one yesterday. All night and no progress. A new revelation, but it's irrelevant. My mind works too much, he mutters in the cushions while his arms and legs fly up at random moments to emphasize his words. Gran Torino stops for a moment before he bursts out laughing. His cackling brings the attention of the kid towards him. Those jade-colored eyes show his puzzlement, and it sends the old geezer into more hysterics. This kid is quite the odd one. Oh boy. You're hilarious. Midoriya doesn't respond. His eyes shine with amusement, sparkling with emotion that stands out in those deep pools of green. The kid doesn't even try to deny his own oddity or try to even pick at him like Toshinori once had another show of differences between the two. A small smile is on his face as he walks over and helps him with the new microwave. Once it's set up, he heats up takoyaki, while Gran Torino goes upstairs to yell to speak with Toshinori for a moment. He didn't call the night before, deciding to let the others sleep for a bit. How could you not tell me the kid investigates murders? Gran Torino, I forgot all about it. He's still afraid of me. Well, I can tell why, but still. How can you forget something like that? He's a kid. Who even allowed him to take the case of Stain? Chief Kenji Tsurugumi did, and please make sure, if you get to Hosu, that he stays with you. Tsurugumi gave him authorization to actually physically act. He did what? He shouts in disbelief, flabbergasted at the entire idea. How can someone even let a kid take on someone that's taking out adult heroes? Does the chief even have any idea of how bad of an idea that is? Okay, I'm going to make sure he doesn't leave my sight if we get anywhere near Hosu. Also, have someone work on his analyzation skills. He has so much potential, but it rots away if he only focuses his mind on whatever ideas you put in his head. Yes, I know. I've been planning on getting him to take lessons from Aizawa or even Principal Netsu. Well, do something about it. I need to get going. That kid is going to need all the training he can get. He hangs up and heads down to see the platter of takoyaki on the table and Izuku poring over his notes. He glances over the kid's shoulder and sees the drawing of himself. He has a few detailed notes about him, but some things have question marks beside it. If he didn't know any better, Gran Torino would have believed that the kid has been analyzing him for all his life. This boy, does he ever stop? How can he manage to see all of this in the small amount of time he's been with me? Just how fast does he work? How quickly can he come up with such detailed information? Those hypothesize depending on what has been seen or depending on how much common knowledge he knows. What's that you have there, kid? The kid startles Torino, has to hold back a snort at how high he jumped and looks up at him, then down at the notebook. Oh, it's my hero and villain analysis journal. Analysis journal, he echoes, staring at him. May I see it? He gets a small nod and he takes it from the boy's hands. He flips through them, skimming a few of them. He has a lot of detailed notes for villains and heroes, some of his classmates. He notes that this is a newer version. Strengths, weaknesses, quirks, personal information. Additional notes that doesn't have much use. He recalls what was said to him. It's better to have more information on someone than none at all. This kid. You shouldn't carry this around, kid. If this falls into the hands of villains, that'll doom us all. Al Shies blinks at him. You're right. He sucks in a breath through his teeth. Gosh, I hadn't even thought that. I mean, there's not much that could benefit a villain. My notes aren't that great, but even if it's a little, that'll be enough for someone to use it. He nods and hands the kid back his journal. Torino reaches over to grab a takoyaki. When he bites into it, he winces. This takoyaki is half done. What? For the next 5 minutes, he's scolded for his poor cooking skills. He stares at the pastry for a good 5 seconds before yelling out something that'll haunt him for the next few years. This is me. He holds up one of the half-done takoyakis. The incredulous look that he receives is comical. You're a takoyaki. Kid, I think you may need some sleep before our training. As he listens to the explanation, Torino stares at the kid. He thinks he has it figured out. As he watches him concentrate, he can see the green electricity that emits from his body. White eyes show his surprise before they narrow, and a smirk crosses the aged face. Alright, let's see what you've got. The two fight. The house gets trashed in the process, but Torino doesn't care. He wants to see just how much this kid has learned. At one point Izuku ends up underneath the sofa and uses it to his advantage. Gran Torino is left with staring at the kid, who's thinking deeply about his progress. This kid, if he learned that in one day, he can become a monster if he continues at this rate. Stain is pissing the police off. But Endeavor is mad because of Shadow's little friend from school. He pisses him off more than the hero killer. If he doesn't clean up his act, he will clean it up for him. Shadow seems to not share the same line on thinking. Apparently, the twerp is still going through his rebel phase, and the only reason he even used his left side was because of the green bean. How the hell was Shadow going to surpass All Might if he doesn't even try? No, that isn't the only problem Menji is facing. That same green bean is apparently working on the same case as he, the hero killer case. That child doesn't know anything yet has the audacity to call him out. Just who does that kid think he is? The day is a stressful one. They need to catch Stain, especially after what happened to Ingenium. The hero has been paralyzed, and Shadow is showing concern for the younger brother. He didn't say why no, he barely has even looked his way, talking isn't even there. Oh, how Endeavor wants to scream and burn everything like a raging rhino, a provoked bull. Everything just never goes his way. That punk just likes ruining things for him. The call that was shared the night before had been on speaker for all of the department to hear. He was angry at Endeavor for second-guessing him on where the killer strikes his victims, and then he insulted him in front of many officers. Shadow watches his father with a suspicious gaze. He knows that he's mad for what happened yesterday, and honestly, Shadow does not care. He can tell when one crosses the line, and his father did. Yes, there could have been a day where Stain would strike in public, but so far that doesn't seem to ever happen. He got the feeling that he was doing it only to face off with the killer himself and get all the glory, but at the same time, Todoroki isn't sure. One knows no horror until one ventures into the human mind. That's what Midoriya said, and it cannot be true. I fear for how my father will react when alone. Shadow walks out of the building to get fresh air, staring at the fading sun. The pastel colors of the sunset hold a mystery behind them. They don't clash with the background of the earth, almost as if they were made perfectly for this time of day. While staring at the array of color, Shadow sighs. It would be nice to do something productive tonight. The internship isn't as fun or full of learning so far. His thoughts are on Midoriya and wondering what he's doing before switching his thought process onto Iida and hoping he's okay. He was really mad the last I saw of him. He even snapped at his friends, but it's understandable his brother had been paralyzed and isn't thinking right. Midoriya and Uraraka know more than me in the field of comforting people. I wish I could have said something. Shadow glances at his phone wondering if he should text Midoriya for Iida's number, but he never gets the chance. His father comes out of the station, licking his lips. Get ready, we're going out tonight. Villains are attacking. That surprises him, but he nods and follows him. The villains are actually a group of Nomus. The creatures that they fought during the USJ, but they seem to come in all shapes and sizes. The fact that they're here worries Todoroki. It means the League of Villains are behind this attack and are somewhere here in Hosu. As they work, Todoroki's phone beeps with a message. Glancing at it, he sees that Midoriya sent his location. Shadow. Get off your phone and pay attention. He ignores his father before pivoting on his heel. I have to go. My friend may be in trouble. As he runs, a sudden and abrupt feeling of fear passes through him. It runs down his spine almost as if someone walked over his grave, or is it his dead relative's grave? He doesn't know, it doesn't matter at the moment. The hair on his nape rise. Without second though, his pace quickens. Arriving to the scene, oh god, this can't be true. Midoriya calls Shadow, announcing his arrival after sending a blast of fire to buy his friend some time to regain his composure. Todoroki. He receives in response. He's relieved, but he also sounds like he's about to cry. He glances around and sees the dead pro-hero. Get Iida out of here, Izuku says, smiling at his two friends before having to drop it to deflect a deadly blow from the sword. The killer is trained with the sword, and he's able to disarm his opponent. Sending a kick to Midoriya's side and throwing the kid to the wall, he makes his way over to Iida. Todoroki isn't fast enough to stop Stain. Midoriya, shouts Iida, his voice quivering with a huge amount of guilt, his eyes wide with regret. Todoroki can't move himself. His mind just stopped working as the scene plays out before him. The two heroes in training watch with horror as their friend takes a blow that was meant for the paralyzed Iida Tenya. The scream of agony that rips through the air, it'll haunt them for as long as they can ever remember. The sickening look on Stain's face almost causes Todoroki to puke. He focuses on Midoriya. The limp body that hangs off the blade of the sword is revolting. The blade sticks out of his back, having penetrated his heart. No, no, no. No, no, no. This can't be real. This can't be real. Todoroki swallows the bile that rises up his throat, burning the flesh, as he watches Stain rip out the sword from his friend's body, watches as everything becomes agonizingly slow as Izuku's body hits the ground. The blood pulse under him is alarming, he isn't moving. The crimson liquid paints a beautiful, ghastly, and dreary picture on the ground. It's as if the world lost its color. The display of tranquil color from the sunset is all gone, now leaving the world to be washed in black and white, and that disgusting color of red. It tells the truth. Midoriya Izuku is dead, and it's all Iida's fault. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey today. I hope you enjoyed exploring the fascinating what-if scenario of Deku. The possibilities were truly mind-blowing. If you found this video entertaining, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world to me and inspires me to bring you more captivating content in the future. Stay tuned for more exciting what-if stories and other amazing videos coming your way. Until next time, take care, stay curious.